Hey, what is it, guys? I'm going to be doing a quick deck profile on vampires. Since this, for those of you who have been paying attention, there is the new film Dracula Untold, so this is a bit topical because I'm excited for the upcoming film, and I thought, topic of the deck, vampires, why not? Save it in case this goes off. But, topical, but vampires, let's get into it. I will do a bit of explaining because some people do not know how the deck works, so this may be a long video. I'll go through every card that's in it first and then do explaining from start to finish, so some of you do not have to sit through the tedious bit of me explaining everything. This is for October, the first banned list, by the way. That is why Soul Charge in here is at 1, so let's get it on with that music. So, first we have 1 Vampire's Grace, 1 Vampire Lord, 2 Shadow Vampire, 3 Vampire Duke, 3 Mizuki, 3 Vampire Sorcerer. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that, but there's a spelling for it. 3 Pyramid Turtles, 2 Goblin Zombies, 2 Book of Moon, 1 Soul Charge, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Call of the Mummy, 3 Vampire Kingdom or Vampire's Empire, depending OCG or preference of name, 2 Vampire Shift, 2 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential Tribute, 2 Trapstone, 1 Compulsory, 2 Call of the Haunted Urn, 1 Solemn Warning. That is it for the main deck. The main deck does consist of 40 monsters, and then I shall now go into the side deck. Well, extra. 1 Wind-Up Zen Mayo, 1 Adrius, Volcasaurus, 2 Bram, 1 Durandal, 1 Shark Fortress, 1 Amaterasu, 1 Pearl, 1 Master Key Beetle, Kergorgan, Black Ship of Corn, 101, Castiel, and Exiton. I put in. Now, I'll go into a bit more explaining. Vampire's Grace is just for the one-off. You can get her into the grave easy with Vampire Kingdom, but when Grace is in the graveyard, when you special summon a level 5 or higher monster by either Duke, Mizuki, Vampire Lord's own ability, or there's easy ways to get level 5s on the field. You can pay 2,000 life points to bring her out. And then her effect is, once per turn, you can declare 1 type, and then your opponent has to send that type from, or 1 card of that type from their deck to the grave. So you can slowly destroy your opponent's spells, traps, depending on whatever their deck relies on. You can start getting rid of it quicker. Then 1 Vampire Lord. This is just more fodder for Shadow Vampire and Vampire's Duke. 1 Shadow Vampire to make the Crimson Vampire Bram. This is just when it is tribute summoned, you can special summon 1 vampire from my hand or deck, and its effects in the. Wait a minute. Its effects aren't negated, which is a bonus. I just realised. But it can only be used to exceed for dark monsters. That's why I have the Brams, the Adris in there. Vampire's Duke. This one has a similar ability. When it's normal summoned, it has the same ability as Shadow Vampire, except it revolves around the grave instead. And when it is special summoned, you declare 1 type and your opponent sends that from their deck to grave. So this is really like a slow deck out. You pick cards from your opponent's deck and then make them run out of them very quickly. So you find out if your opponent is running like spell heavy like Exodia Draw, you just start getting rid of all their traps, anything, or spells, and then they start to cry. Or if they run very little monsters in the deck, you can start just obliterating Exodia in their deck. The 3 Mizuki is self-explanatory to bring back these zombies from the grave. Then Vampire Sorcerer, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can have 1 Dark Vampire or 1 Vampire spell or trap. So Vampire Kingdom or Vampire Takeover. This is just to shuffle any banished zombies like Mizuki's back into deck, back into the grave to draw 1. Or I can just put them back in the grave, so I banish Shadow Vampire, so I don't have to, Vampire Sorcerer, so I don't have to tribute summon, and then I can use this to put them back. Pyramid Turtle, because all vampires have less than 2,000 defense, so you can get them out very quickly. Goblin Zombies, just to search the deck quicker. Book of Lives, self-explanatory. Soul Charge, self-explanatory. MSTs for back row hit. Call the Mummy, it gets to these much quicker. Vampire Kingdom, this is the heart card that starts blowing up your opponent's field. Basically, every time a card is sent from your opponent's deck to the graveyard, you can target one Dark Vampire in your deck and send it to the graveyard, and if I do, I get to draw one. Your opponent, then I get to destroy one card my opponent controls, so I can start popping their field slowly. Vampire Shift, this starts from other players if you don't have Kingdom. Basically, if I have no field spell out and I control a zombie type monster, I can activate one Vampire Kingdom directly from my deck, and then special summon one Dark Vampire from my graveyard in face-up defense, so I get one of these back, and then I chain its effect, and then activate Kingdom's effect, and everything goes from there. Everything else is basic staples, and the extra deck doesn't need a lot of explaining besides Bram, probably because Bram, some of you will see it from the Burning Abyss where they do rank up Magic's Astral Force to make it, but Bram is detach one material and it special summons one card from your opponent's graveyard in defense. When Bram is destroyed during my standby phase, it comes back to my side of the field. During the next standby phase after this card is destroyed, it comes back to the field in face-up defense position, so it will always come back. And yes, for the smart people that did notice, Bram's name was based around Bram Stoker, the writer of Dracula. I sounded very awful, but the rest of it is self-explanatory. I don't really need to go into depth with the standard generic extra deck. Just when you build it, bear in mind that these actually make it so you can only exceed for dark exceeds, so that's why I have the Brams, the Sharka Fortress, the Adrius there. But you can make the others, which are very useful. But this is my topical video on the vampires, which for the Dracula film that is coming out. So thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I will always like to know your views on the decks. So this is Prophet here signing out with the greatest thing ever. Peace.